1. Hey, whoa, greetings, welcome, friends. Today we're talking about simplifying complex numbers. What are complex numbers? Numbers of the form a plus bi. So they could have a real part, they could have an imaginary part, they could have both parts. What? They could have just one part if they wanted. But first I want to do is a recall. That's not how you spell recall. Recall. How to spell recall. What if I wanted to simplify the following? Let's see. What if I have 2 over 3 square roots of 7? What if I wanted to simplify that? What don't mathematicians like about that? Bam.
Get the little thing down there.
So what would I multiply top and bottom by to get rid of that?
Root 7.
Root 7. Man, you guys are masters. This is great. So this would be 2 square roots of 7 up top over 3 times square root of 7 times square root of 7 is square root of 49, or
7.
just 7. Right? And then let's simplify that. So that's 2 roots of 7 over 21. Voila. Question, could I do this?
I mean,
No.
yes.
No, I can't. Why can't I? Exactly. If both of these were in radicals, I actually would have been allowed to. But they aren't. So I just want to point that out. So be careful with your temptations of simplifying. So consider this. Let's do this example. Let's simplify a complex number. I guess today's lesson is also kind of related to dividing complex numbers.
Ew.
Interesting. What if I've got 3 over 8? I was going to say 9, but you notice how I caught myself there. Well, turns out, just like radicals aren't allowed in a denominator, I is kind of the square root of -1. It's kind of a radical. So I've got to get that out of the denominator.
Oh, so let's go I. Just go I.
So multiply by I over I.
Yeah.
Is I times I going to give me a non-imaginary
Divided
number?
by I.
It's going to be -1.
Don't assume you're wrong. Yeah, I squared is -1, which would be not a radical in the denominator, so multiplying by I over I is correct. I'm sorry, I was just asking a follow-up question there. Don't believe in yourself. Believe. So 3i is what I'd have up top. 8i squared is what we'd have there. And of course, we all have memorized the fact that I squared is equal to -1. And I would have 3i over 8 times -1, which is 3i over -8. And then you wouldn't leave that minus sign down there. You just write that as like -3i eighths, or you could put that minus sign up in the numerator as well if you wanted. So, notice the value in my showing you this recall problem. It's kind of the same idea. A lot. Right?
Wow,
Kinda.
this is just, we could have just put the negative on the 8. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Okay, I don't mind at all. Okay, all right, friends. What if I had one of these? What if I had 5 square roots of 2 over, let's make this just kind of not super complicated. What if I have it over I to the 6th?
No. Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
It's -1 still.
Right?
What is I to the 6th? I don't know.
-1.
Well, I've got a couple options here. I do know that I squared is -1, or I know that I to the 4th is +1. So I'd want to either simplify this part first, which I guess we could, let's simplify this. So that's 5 roots of 2 over, what is I to the 6th simplify to?
I and the negative 1 in the parentheses.
Well, I to the 6th is the same as this times that, right?
So just negative 1.
Or just negative 1. Okay. Right. Maybe you just knew what I to the 6th was. I'm gonna write it out, but you guys all knew what was up, so you don't have to write that step. So that's negative 1 times 1, which is that's just gonna be negative 5 roots of 2, isn't it? Huh. Intriguing. What's oh yeah. Let's see. One more problem of this type. Here we go. Y'all ready for this? Let's say I've got 2 plus I up top over I cubed. Dun dun dun. Craziness.
So it would be
Well, let's see.
negative I.
Okay, so I could simplify that to be negative I, but that would still be an I in the denominator. So I could do that, and then I'd simplify from there. Or, check this out. What if I multiply this by something that's going to give me an I to the 4th? Does that make sense? If I multiply by I over I. Don't you guys love the little tails on these I's? You're
I
so
make mine
cute.
look like a small capital L.
Okay. I was hoping you were going to say you make yours look like some sort of like a seahorse.
That's nice.
I don't know. What do seahorses look like? Okay, I don't know. Maybe that didn't quite work out like I planned. So equals. Let's see. Let's simplify the bottom here. I to the 3rd times I to the 1st is I to the 4th. Awesomeness. That's just going to equal 1. What about up top? What's up? Question?
Seahorses actually real?
Seahorses are real.
You
If I had a seahorse, I would name it Mystery. Go away, you big dumb animal. That's what SpongeBob says when he's trying to get Mystery to go away.
He really still loves her.
But
We
then,
saw.
and then Patrick
Walks in
walk
a board.
and
Nailed to
gets
it.
all sad because
Classic.
he thinks SpongeBob called him a big dumb animal.
Yeah. So that's why bullying is wrong. Whoa, settle down. Now that was cyberbullying, friend. This is on the internet right now. So let's see. Don't forget that you'd have to distribute here. So this is 2I plus I squared. And what's I squared equal to? Negative 1. And I'm going to just flipperoo that. Are we cool if I give it the old flipperoo? Because I want to write it in the form A plus BI. So that's just negative 1 plus 2I, because dividing by 1 is not interesting at all. So, not too bad, I don't think, huh?
That was hard, I didn't get it.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Are you guys ready for another recall?
Yeah.
Right.
Wait for it. Recall. Again. Wow, that would be such a good name for a movie. So,
Total recall again.
well, you wouldn't have to totally recall something again unless the first one was a partial recall.
Unless it
You forgot.
fixed itself.
Yeah. Recall again. Here we go. What did we do back in the day when I had this? 3 over 5 plus the square root of 11.
Multiplied by the conjugate.
Oh, wow. Man, like a boss right here. 5 minus rad 11. Right? Multiplied by the conjugate. The concept there was that a plus b times a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. Am I right? I'm right. So is our friend. So, bless you. Wow, cyber sneezing. So, up top, I'm going to have to distribute here, right? So that's 15 minus 3 square roots of 11. Why isn't that just the square root of 33? Because 3 is not an irradical, and even if it was, the index would have to match as well, right? So, bam, bam. So, just checking. For the denominator, let's just use the pattern. A is 5. I'll actually even define those for us, although you don't have to write this. A is 5, B is the square root of 11. So let's plug it in the pattern. It'll be A squared, which is 5 squared, minus the square root of 11 squared. Let's see, I'm going to run out of room here. 15 minus 3 rads 11. 5 squared is 25 minus root 11 squared? 11. Of course, everyone knows that bad word number 11 is the sound a dolphin makes.
Dolphins are so smart.
Oh, there you go.
If they're so smart, then why are they swearing? Ooh.
Vulgarity is no substitute for wit.
Yeah, vulgarity doesn't make anyone look smart. 25 minus 11, what's that, 14?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wait, should I do 15 minus 3 up top?
No,
Why not?
because 3 is multiplying by that.
Man, seriously, you gotta start your own YouTube channel.
I should
You know what's up.
I don't have internet.
Well, that would be hard. You'll just have to mail Google like VHS tapes of yourself talking about math and be like, can you put this on YouTube for me? And they just be like, what is this? It's so weird. So, what was the difference between this recall and this recall?
There was a binomial in the bottom.
Man, seriously, this guy needs to start his own YouTube channel right here. Because it was a binomial in the denominator, right? So I had to multiply by its conjugate. So check this out. It turns out, similarly, let's talk about complex conjugates. All right, complex conjugates. If A plus BI is our initial binomial, then what do you think the conjugate is?
A minus B.
Yeah, bam, that's it, right? So we're going to use that little fact to help us do an example of simplification. Simplify the following.
Stupefy.
8i over 1 plus 3i. I used to use the word complify a lot.
Maybe stupefy like Harry Potter.
Oh, no, sorry.
Okay, so then you have to go 1 minus 3i?
Guys, you are awesome at this. This is excellent.
It's just like the stuff we've already learned about.
Isn't that like nice? There's a sense of familiarity to it. It's like, even though these are eyes, it's okay. I know what's up. I can do this. Right, so up top, we'll have to distribute there. So 8i times 1 is 8i. 8i times negative 3i is negative 24 I squared. That's not the song I was thinking of going for. I was literally just going to sing, I swear by the moon and the stars and the sun.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's a terrible song. And I'm terrible as well, apparently. So let's see. 1 plus 3i times 1 minus 3i. Pattern, right? You know what's up. I'm going to use the old a squared minus b squared pattern, where a is the 1 and b is the 3i. So don't waste your time foiling or double distributing that denominator. Use the pattern.
Is it negative 3i?
It actually wouldn't matter either way, but the inside of this pattern is always minus. So if it was negative 3i, the squaring it would have made it positive there, but the inside sign would still have been negative no matter what. So let's see, let's multiply this out. So, oh, hey, up top, what can I simplify?
24i.
I squared is the same as negative 1, so are you guys cool if I write this as positive 25 plus 8i?
Is it 25?
That's incorrect. You're not cool if I write it that way. How about 24 A couple summers ago, I took a course about AP Calculus, like teaching it and stuff. And one of the lady who taught it also would grade AP Calc exams. And she would talk about how, like, when a student would do something like that, they would still give them full credit, and they'd be like, the student misspelled 24. And I just thought it was a really funny way to say it. Like, come on. You can't misspell things in math. Okay, sure. I misspelled 24. That's pretty funny. Fun
Sometimes
stuff.
in English, when I don't know how to spell things, I just put like an E over like an I or something like that. It never happens to me because I know how to spell everything in the world.
You just put an E over an I?
Like, it depends, like, if I don't, like... Oh, I know what you're saying, like, if you're not sure if it's between, like, an A or an E, you just, like, put an A, and then an E...
Oh, so it's like multiple choice?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Like, written over each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
You know, eventually we could talk about what e to the ith power is.
No, that's not.
And maybe even e to the pi I.
Maybe if we have 4 I's.
What? No.
I to the e pi? I don't think that one
Or maybe
works.
X, Y, kind of.
So let's see. 24 plus 8i over. I squared is the same as -1 times -9 is +9. So that's 1 plus 9. So that's 24 plus 8i. I might be taking more steps than I need, but that's okay.
Since you're going so fast.
Oh. Equals 24 plus 8i divided by 10. I can simplify that,
Oh,
friends.
let's not. I don't have room.
Oh. I can simplify
I thought I squared was...
-1.
Yeah, exactly.
So -1 times -9 became +9. Right? -1.
Negative
Negative
part
that
that
I-
you do right there.
Yeah. So all of these are divisible by 2. Right?
Yes.
So 24 divided by 2 is 12. 8 divided by 2 is 4i. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. And actually, sometimes your book will want you to write your answer in the form a plus bi, so it's like super complex number form. So that would technically be 12/5 plus 4/5 I.
Let's not ever do that.
So I just want to point out that those are the same thing, and that's if it's in the a plus bi form. Okay. So just be aware if your answer somehow doesn't match up with the one you saw. Check again, friends. Check again. So that's really all there is to this stuff. It's not that bad. Not bad at all, friends. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Hello.